What's up, y'all, and welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how you can create really cool miniature bricks using a little bit of spackling, and miniatures are very interesting. You can create forests, mountains, all kinds of creative landscapes, buildings, and rocky creations. This was one that took a lot of time going stone by stone and painting it and creating this really cool pattern, but just using the base coat as your grout. But I'm going to show you how you can actually fill in the grout using spackling to kind of create a really cool brick color. And it's all an experimentation, learning new materials. Sometimes it doesn't always work and ends in complete disaster like this, because not everything plays together right chemically, and sometimes it actually destroys stuff. So yeah, you gotta experiment. And maybe we can repurpose this for something else, I don't know. But this is what we're gonna create: a little brick wall. And you can create these in a variety of ways. If you're 3D printing stuff, you can make your own. I'm not going to talk about 3D printing, that's a whole different video, but we're going to end up with this cool result. You can use rags or fingers or whatever. I'm making little chisel tools. I just used a Q-tip stick and kind of cut it at an angle so I can use it to get into tiny little crevices if I need to scrape out grout, or if I just need to smooth something over or get into hard to reach spots. You just gotta kind of be creative with it. You can use a X-Acto knife or some sandpaper to kind of get it nice and pointy. I end up using a combination of everything, and I use like a little foot pedal sander thingy to kind of create a nice chisel for one of my larger pieces later on in this video. But just, be cautious when you're using tools. You don't want to hurt yourself. So if you are younger out there, make sure you have a parent or guardian or someone kind of helping you out there so you don't end up hurting yourself. And let's make sure we get some double-sided sticky tape and some sticks for our little models to hold on to. Get some nice room to paint in, or paint outdoors, or you just modify a cardboard box or something so paint doesn't spray everywhere, and you don't want to get these paint particles in your respiratory system. So make sure you're wearing the mask and being smart about it. I have all my paints laid out. You can use an airbrush gun, you can use a paintbrush, you can use whatever works for you, as long as we get this first base coat on. You can see how messy it gets and stuff, so that's why we want to keep it nice and ventilated. But 3D print my parts for this example here, and then throw them in this little thing that melts the wax away, and then we throw them in another bath afterwards right here, and then clean it once more, and then I still clean it a little bit further, but we use some rubbing alcohol and some very fine grit sandpaper to kind of get rid of that smoothness of the plastic and actually make it a little bit more gritty, so we can actually stick it on a double-sided sticky tape. And also it helps with paint sticking to your material as well. So once that's stuck onto these little sticks, have it all arranged. Make sure you have all your paints, separated where you want what to be painted. Label everything correctly so you don't end up spending more time than you need to. Let's go a couple passes, couple layers. So for this example, there's like a wood-sided piece of this wall, and then we do a whole separate piece for the brick. And this turned out pretty clean. It looks nice. So we have our base ready to go, and here is the other little sander I'm using. It's a little foot pedal one. So yeah, don't do what I did here. Make sure you're using 2 hands and being safe and wearing glasses and all that stuff so no pieces fly and hit you in the eye or something crazy. But we have our bricks all painted and ready to go, and I like the color, so you just have to be a little cautious. So here's the spackling that we're using, and it's soft enough and malleable enough where you can use your hands, you can use the tools that we made. I just put it on real thick right here, and then using my little homemade chisel, kind of brushed it over and got it into the crevices. I used a rag to kind of go over it again and clean it up quite a bit. And if you go over it too many times, you can actually pull up some of the paint. So be careful, you don't want it smudging and smearing, because then the white spackling will turn more like a pink color, which we don't want. But the end result looks really good. It looks like a brick wall, and this is probably the easiest way I found versus trying to use paints that were reduced and stuff, because it just got messy. But hopefully this helps you, and yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all soon.